名称は不要だ。にじみ出す混濁の紋章、破壊する鉄の王女、絶えず自壊する泥の人形。結合せよ、反発せよ、地に満ち。冷圧で一息に押しつぶす波動の90、黒棺。
What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today I got a super fun build for all of you to try out, harnessing the true power of Bladeharper's block pressure. With the ability to zoom in and out of range and delete defending players, this oath can do it all. For the Deepwokeners who want to mix up their enemy with technical skill, this build might be for you. We'll use everything and everything to get that advantage. Introducing the Bladeharper Bandit. Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want to join the channel as a member, it's a very small investment that helps me directly as we push forward for 100k subs. I'm super grateful for all of your support, but if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let's get right into it. First off, with the most important part, we gotta show respect for our character's drip. I mean, after all, customization always comes first. To represent our bandit lifestyle, I went for a rugged backpacker vagabond sort of feel alongside a mix of brown, bronze, and black colors. If you're trying to make an opportunistic character that really uses anything to their advantage, I'd say pick up Grimoire. Anyway, the Pathfinder's backpack is one of my favorite new items which was added recently to Deepwoken. I mean, it's simple and flexible and upgrades basically any outfit. Of course, we also have to get some glasses since we're zooming around and going fast. Alongside our Bladeharper playstyle, I experimented and stuck with our weapon of choice, a maxed out weight 3-star alloy katana equipped with a stone enchant. It's no surprise that an oath surrounding swords has a bunch of slash-based block pressure, and this works best. It's super free with Harper mantras to feint into an instant critical guard break, and that tech basically carried me. Anything works, but a weapon with built-in mobility is probably the best. Your stats can be as flexible as you like, but I focus primarily on reinforced armor, high mobility crit talents, alongside a mix of willpower mantras and talents. There's a lot you can do with the Bladeharper Oath as long as you have a high investment in your weapon. Now, onto our abilities. We got a few to base our playstyle around, and I tried to abuse Bladeharper's mobility the best I could. Still insanely powerful in the current PvP meta, the Gaze mantra alongside a wind gem is downright broken for all things movement. Slowing players down with passive stun and an unavoidable speed boost makes this essential for dancing around our enemy. Also, just as a bonus, making people shake cancels all of their pressure, keeping them still for each guard break. Now, onto our second mode, Reveal unlocks the true rage mechanics of this oath, adding slashes to everything and upgrading our basic actions. I see a lot of people popping this immediately at the start of any fight, but I honestly don't recommend it. If Reveal is activated when your health is already low, the Wither status actually does nothing instead of removing health immediately. So don't make that mistake and subtract health for no reason, and anyway, that's what I chose to do. In overworld situations, I ended up going with Sacred Field to reduce my damage taken while making players run back away. I mean, we can close that distance instantly, so it doesn't really matter if they start running. Getting started with Revenge, it's a classic option for sniping players from range or feinting into your crits. Honestly, just the basic version alone is good alongside the alloy katana critical mix-ups that anyone could do. I decided to take this a little bit further with the Revenge talent Pursuit and also the debuff associated with this mantra. Hitting a player once removes our cooldown entirely, letting us spam it again while shutting down runners with the denial of mobility mantras. This is nothing new, and Revenge remains powerful at any range or distance, and it's the engine for gap closing targets. New to the Bladeharper Oath, Float Like a Butterfly air dash slashes are basically free pressure with essentially zero cooldown. If you didn't know, there are basically no limiters on this thing, and it's crazy. As long as you can air dash, you can also cancel it for free hits and clip players that aren't paying attention. Alongside our stone katana guard breaks, it's very easy to build up pressure and chip our opponent down with consecutive air slashes. To further extend our range, slicing people from a distance becomes extremely easy using the Twin Cleave mantra. With the ability to cancel our second slice, we can attack at close range to deal high damage while sticking on our target like glue. The feint is borderline overpowered with the katana crit since it's instant and looks somewhat similar to the original animation. Even if you don't cancel Twin Cleave, the backstep sets up a free revenge or action, making every single situation positive. Now, up close, it's also really easy to slam into enemies using Shoulder Bash as a free hit off off an M1. Instead of running around at range, Shoulder Bash with its newly reduced cooldown is one of the best combo extensions available to attunementless builds, and it's what you want to be running with Stone. Alongside the new Bladeharper Oath, one of my favorite mantras to use with the Alloy Katana is of course gonna be Decimate. In combat, its delayed slash attack and kinda deceptive range is something that catches players lacking and stuns them. Inside reveal mode, it's even better with decent damage, but the feint was the best part of this entire mantra. For some reason, this mantra feint and the katana crit look exactly the same, letting us cancel it into an instant guard break crit. So if you have this oath, please spam this attack. For Palm Strike, I honestly can't say the same. Although its block pressure and payoff is pretty nice, I barely found myself using this mantra effectively in combos or landing it at all. Despite this, when the attack does work in the air or on the ground, its stunning capability sets up any other approach that is probably more valuable than the slash effect itself. This Bladeharper mantra isn't the best part of our kit, but when it lands, it's pretty decent. On the other hand, Master's Flourish is always going to be useful, especially on a build with very high mobility. Powerful in basically any situation, Master's Flourish can clip players lacking as we move past them or hit them directly. Modified to be a massive size, Master's Flourish is essential, and you want to spam or feint this whenever possible to mix up with Bladeharper's improved burst pressure. And finally, the last piece of this puzzle comes into play with Willpower's Exhaustion Strike. Honestly, one of the best tools for sniping players in the entire game, or just removing our posture, this mantra is great for Bladeharper. I'd say try to run this on any build, but specifically with Harper's burst damage, it's very easy to transfer posture, pop a block, and combo for decent damage. And that's basically it. If you do want to remake this build yourself, you can always try out your own stats, but I focus primarily on reinforced armor with fortitude, the high agility revenge talents and the crit talents, and the rest in willpower and weapon. This oath is pretty flexible and works with any weapon, any build, and even if you're crit stacking, like seriously, this oath is pretty decent with everything besides damage. It's definitely a technical oath instead of something that is just going to be straightforward and dealing DPS. But down below, tell me how you would make your Bladeharper oaths so I can try it out too. And anyway, for right now, that's about it. Recently, I've been trying out regular builds as well as anime character builds, but comment down below who you want to see next. Make sure to like and subscribe for even more content so we can hit 100k subs. We're super close to 100k, and let's get there. Thanks again, and have a good one. It's punchin' time.